earlier this week, Jaylen Brown hit an incredible corner three with about 6 seconds left in regulation to help send the Celtics to overtime against the Pacers in Game 1 of the Eastern Conference Finals. The shot was so big that play-by-play legend Mike Breen couldn't help but use the patented bang, bang call to commemorate the game-tying three. It was the 8th time in Mike Breen's career that he double-banged. But what's his best one? What's his worst? We're going to figure that out here on today's Drop Podcast. We're going to tweak the Ori scale, and maybe we call this the bang scale, the Breen scale, the bangarang scale, I don't know. But we are going to break down each double bang moment using 4 categories, guys, all right? Importance. So, was it a playoff game or a regular season game? Was it on national TV? Most of them are, because Breen's on the call. And who hit the shot, I think, is somewhat important. Hall of Famer, All-Star, role player. The second category, game situation. Did the shot tie it up? Or did it put the team ahead? How much time was left on the clock? Was it in overtime? Was it in double overtime? And so on. Improbability. How crazy or difficult was the shot? Sort of where did it come from on the floor? What sort of led up to that shot? That's the improbability. And then the final one, I couldn't come up with a great name for this category. I just wrote, is this a thing? Was there anything else of note about the double bang? And it'll make more sense when I go through these and set these up.
That's great. So that's the Orlando Magic broadcast team, right?
Is this a thing?
Yeah,
you're right.
That's
a recurring segment. You're right.
What about just playoffs in general? I know you listed.
Yeah.
Oh, did you say playoffs?
Yeah. The importance. Is it a playoff game?
Factor.
Is it a first round conference finals?
Definitely. Okay.
So after we assess all of that, we're going to agree on an overall grade on a scale of 1 to 5 bangs. Now, please note, half bangs will be considered. Okay. Hey. Yeah. So we can have like a 3.5 or a 4.5, but 5's the best, obviously. 1's the worst. Once we've graded all 8, then we can officially rank all of Mike Breen's double bangs. I spent an embarrassing amount of time on this yesterday, so let's have some fun. All right, we're going to tackle them in chronological order, guys, and we have the clips. Up first, the first double bang, February 2016, Steph Curry from the logo versus OKC.
Won't go. Rebound taken by Iguodala. They do have a timeout. Decide not to use it. Curry, way downtown. Bang! Bang! Oh, what a shot from Curry! With 0.6 of a second remaining.
Okay, this is our first double bang. It was Saturday, February 27th, a primetime game on ESPN, but it's regular season, of course. But we have a first ballot Hall of Famer in Steph Curry hitting the shot. I will note that bomb there that he hit, it tied the then NBA record for most made threes in a game with 12. I had forgotten about that little part. Score was tied 118 in overtime. He released the shot with like 2.5 seconds left, but by the time it goes through the net, because he took it from so far, there's like basically 0.6 left on the clock. Tass, it was a 38-footer, I believe, in the play-by-play data. Now that one we're okay. Hey, put that little thing up. 38 feet. Would have been nice there. And then
we were calling it a 40.
Yeah,
spot.
For sure. I love when that happens. It always like gets amped up a little bit. And then a few, is this a thing? The win improved Golden State to 53-5. During that season, they went on to go 73-9. Curry scored 46 points in that game. He would go on to win his second MVP that season unanimously. It's one of the most memorable shots of Curry's career, and then obviously one of the most memorable calls of Mike Breen's career. And the only negative I can come up with, honestly, the Warriors are wearing the sleeve jerseys. That's the only thing I think that can knock it.
Yeah.
This feels, let me pitch it to you guys. It's either 5 bangs, because it's especially the first one and it came up with the bang bang, or it's 4.5 because it just didn't happen in a playoff game. How do you feel
it was
about
a Saturday night primetime game, though.
Between two really good teams.
This was a big time thing.
Yeah.
I mean, how can this not be a 5-banger?
Yeah.
Yeah, I sort of agree, and I love that it sets the base there. It's like
this is legendary. Like, this is one of the coolest shots of Steph Curry's career. It was crazy to see him pull up from basically half court to win the game in a game where they're playing against the team that they would go on to come back 3-1 against, right?
Yeah.
in the conference finals. Like, OKC was a championship contender that season as well. Curry went on to be unanimous MVP, and like that's probably one of the big moments of why it ended up happening like that, though he was spectacular that entire season. That's crazy. He tied the three-point record in February.
Yes.
Played another month and a half after that. Yeah, Steph Curry's pretty good.
No, tied for most threes in a game.
Oh, in a
12,
game.
12.
Okay,
that was the
that makes
stat.
more sense. But yeah, I mean, it was in February. That's maybe February in the sleeves, but look, the sleeves make it a harder shot. It's so hard to raise your arms when you're wearing those tight sleeves.
Right.
So I'll say the sleeves cancel out the fact that it was in February 5 bangs.
Didn't we say that about LeBron's block on Iguodala?
Yeah.
He was wearing the Cavs black.
How did he
sleeve
do
jersey?
that?
Okay, five bangs.
I am going 5 bangs.
Okay.
Yeah, because this felt the most organic for Mike Breen. Because this is the first one.
Yes.
And it's years before his next one, before he decided that Bang Bang might be his thing.
Right.
This was the original. This was the first one. This was on a Saturday night. It was on ABC. I remember.
Oh, was it on ABC?
Yeah, it was one of those games
that makes more sense.
they put on ABC on a Saturday night. I remember where I was. I will always remember watching this game. I remember watching it and seeing it.
You were at home?
Yeah. that's where I was. but it's wild, man. But he decided, as Trey was sort of saying, to pull up there. He didn't have to pull up.
No. They could have called timeout. Maybe. I don't know.
And he could have dribbled some more.
Breen says it. They do have a timeout. Decide not to use it. Curry way downtown. Bang! Bang!
Yeah,
it's a really funny call when you think about it. Just saying bang twice.
Repeating himself. It's like he caught himself off guard.
Yeah.
That's how shocking the shot was that it went down.
Okay.
Yeah.
5 bangs. We have set the bar there with the first ever double bang from Breen. Okay. The next one wouldn't happen until January 2019. Eric Gordon ties the game versus the Lakers.
They find Gordon. Gordon puts up a three. Bang! Bang! He ties the game. 2 seconds remaining. Caldwell Pope at the buzzer. One go, and we go to overtime. Eric Gordon.
Okay, Eric Gordon gets the double bang treatment. Saturday, January 19th, regular season matchup between the Rockets and Lakers. Houston was down 3. They had just under 5 seconds left on the clock to tie it up. Gordon pump fakes 2 defenders there, I guess KCP and Brandon Ingram, though neither of them really bite on it, but still an off-balance, sort of awkward-looking 3. So the improbability pretty high, I think. Is this a thing? It took nearly 3 years from Curry's bomb for Breen to drop another double bang. The Lakers got a chance there, as we saw, KCP with the heave from half court. It didn't fall, so they went to overtime. The Rockets won, so maybe that's something. They won 138-134.
That doesn't matter to me.
No, Harden had 48 points. Gordon finished with 30, which was his 3rd highest scoring game of the season. So, again, regular season, it tied it up. We got to overtime. It's Eric Gordon. Trey, what does your gut say for on the bang scale, 1 to 5?
This one feels pretty low to me.
Okay.
This is like a 2 bang.
2 bang
to me.
Oh, okay.
I don't think people would remember this shot at all.
It's fair.
Yeah.
I think if you tested people, hey, can you name all the Mike Breen double bangs? It'll be low.
I don't think it's coming up. Regular season, like the Rockets and the Lakers, not like traditional rivals. Like this game really didn't mean anything, if I'm not mistaken.
No, not really.
Yeah, it's a great shot. Really, really tough shot. I think that's the most impressive thing is the improbability factor, like the leaner around a guy. So you can talk me into 2.5 bangs if you really
Okay,
want.
where do you go?
The fact that he sent it to overtime, that's where the double bang came from. I think that's where the guttural double bang came from Mike Breen. So,
Right.
So I'm going to add a bang. At 3 is, you convinced me to drop my original thinking, which was 4-ish.
Ooh, no.
It's too high. It's too high. But the fact that he sent it to overtime, I got a triple bang because it really matters to me whether or not he sent it to overtime.
So you were a 2, you were a 3. Let's decide on 2.5.
2.5 banger?
2.5 bangs for
like
Eric
it.
Gordon
Yeah.
in 2019. Okay, perfect. We're keeping track here. Let's keep it moving to our 3rd one. Chronological speaking, of course, August 2020, Luca Doncic in the bubble versus the Clippers.
Doncic pulls up, 3-pointer. Bang! Bang! It's good! Doncic wins the game at the
Let's go. Maybe that kicks it up half a bang there. So let me give you, the setup here. Importance. Game 4 of the Mavericks-Clippers first-round series in the Disney bubble. Clippers were leading the series 2-1. So this double bang tied the series up 2-2 because the Mavs were down 133 to 132 there in overtime. And then with just like 3.5 seconds, Dorian Finney-Smith finds Luca. He created space there from Reggie Jackson, who was on him. Some nice handles. Obviously, his step back. Kawhi really gave up the switch easy on that. He's like, hey, Reggie, you take him. But he let the shot go with fractions of a second on the clock. Like, you got to go look at it. I mean, it just gets out of his hand. Improbability, it's a deep three for sure, but it's sort of Luca's signature three, or at least would turn into that step back three to his left. Again, I already brought up Kawhi. Maybe that's the most improbable part. Kawhi just sort of like going, Reggie, you take him. And then is this the thing? Happening in front of an empty arena, because we're in the Disney bubble, it maybe diminishes it a little bit. I do like the video monitor, though. Remember we had all the virtual fans? When he hits the shot, it looks like it just says fuck because it's a bunch of U's from the camera angle. I don't even know what it was saying. I'm not sure what it was saying.
I think it says Luca.
Does it? That's pretty cool.
I think so. I recently watched this after the Jaylen Brown shot, and I think it says Luca, and if I'm not mistaken, I didn't remember there being a PA announcer in the bubble, but I think he says, "Let's go!"
He does.
That's
Boom, shaka Luca.
Oh my God. Okay.
Which I don't know. That could either raise the bar for the bangs or lower the bar for the bangs, depending on how you feel about boom shaka.
Yeah, and then final two notes here that maybe will determine your bangs. He's got the Slovenian phrase, a word for equality on the back of his jersey, because that was a bubble thing. And then the Clippers did go on to win the series. Like, they lost this game. It was 2-2. The Clippers won game 5 by 43 points. Yeah, and then they closed out the series in 6. So you get us started here, Tass. This is obviously a hell of a shot by a future Hall of Famer, perennial All-NBA. It's in the bubble. Maybe that helps it, hurts it. How many bangs?
It's a game winner in the playoffs.
Yeah,
it's a 4-banger for me.
Okay.
And what's interesting...
So what are you docking it for then?
It's
like,
not
it's not 5.
It's not the Steph Curry one.
Yeah.
It's just not as deep a shot.
Yep.
And that's part of it. There's lots of cool parts. It's not... I wouldn't take anything away from it that it was in the bubble. Although, yes, it says Luca. You're totally right. I just double-checked it. There's a K at the end of those U's. It's got to be Luca.
No, it says fuck.
It is.
Just a Clippers employee running the board.
It's weird to hear the PA announcers. Let's go. Why are you doing that?
Yeah.
It is cool to see the score bug, the ticker on the bottom change from 2-1 in the series to 2-2. It's all tied up as it goes in.
Right.
That's it. 4 for me.
4 almost feels low.
It almost feels low. I could be convinced to go 4.5.
Yeah, 4.5 is where I'd like to throw it at. TK, what do you think?
I think it's a 4.5 banger. The only thing I would dock it for is this should have been a home game for the Dallas Mavericks.
Yeah.
Imagine the crowd going crazy, not just on the video boards if it actually happens. In Dallas, this is also Luca's first game winner in the playoffs, which I think bumps it up a little bit. Not dissimilar to Michael Jordan hitting the shot against the Cleveland Cavaliers. You got to hit a first one sometime. Mm-hmm. Jordan won his series. Anyways, great shot from Luca. This is the second best double bang for me, so 4.5 seems good.
Okay, well, that's where we're going to lock it in. 4.5 bangs there on the Mike Breen double bang scale. Okay, next one, our fourth one, October 2021. Marcus Smart ties the game versus the Knicks.
Into Tatum. Tatum falls down. Throws it ahead. Schroeder. Schroeder to Smart. Three-pointer. Bang! Bang! He ties the game at the buzzer.
Evan Fournier inexplicably doubled Tatum.
Okay, this was the season opener of the 2021-22 between the Celtics and Knicks there on ESPN. Their season opener, and it's Marcus Smart. New York was holding a 116-113 lead with about 5 seconds to go. Weird, wild play, right? Tatum, after receiving the inbounds pass, he slips, he falls over, sort of recovers, finds Dennis Schroeder in the middle of the floor, kicks it to Marcus Smart, hits the three with zeros on the clock, forcing overtime. The improbability, fairly open three-point shot for Marcus Smart. But, they went the full length of the court in 5 seconds. 3 guys touched the ball. Marcus Smart is not an incredible lights-out three-point shooter. Career 32% three-point shooter. Though this was his 4th made 3 of the game. He hit another one in overtime. And is this a thing? It's in Madison Square Garden. That always, maybe bumps it up a little bit. Knicks got the last laugh, though. They won in double overtime.
Ooh.
Yeah, we got the funny Spike Lee reaction.
That is a great cut.
Yeah.
Spike just like, what?
And if you look closely, also right by Spike, Tracy Morgan and Iggy Azalea. They're sitting
That's
there.
who that was, huh?
Yeah, I think so. So, okay, I threw a lot at you there. I do love that a guy that won the Defensive Player of the Year this season got a double bang on a 3. That's maybe another thing. So, Trey, you get us started on this one. I thought this one was sort of tough, but where do you go?
Yeah, but I think this is a quality double bang.
So do I. Yeah.
I think, I'm feeling 3.
Okay.
Yeah, you can talk me into a 3.5 if you're making the case for it. But Marcus Smart, a streaky shooter. You want him shooting it on a good night? He shot it on a good night. The fact that it's opening night, of course, Mike Breen's going to be extra excited a play like this happens. How can you not double bang it? I love the cut to Spike right afterwards. Very funny to see his outfit and the reaction, completely mind blown. Also funny to see the Knicks running around just like insane people in this play. Evan Fournier's all over the place. Kemba Walker's all over the place. Forgot about him on the Knicks. So I think 3 is where I would start the bidding.
Tass?
Well, I love how Mike Breen is consistent, and it's just in last-second situations. This was a buzzer at the end of the game, so that increases it to me. It's opening night, as you said. A weird opening night that was just after a short off season. So this is just weird times here. These are weird times where the prior season ended kind of late. Tight sked. So double bang is worth it. I think 3.5 works for me.
Good question here from Protocol. Was this the Bing Bong game? Oh. That the Knicks went on to win?
I mean, it probably was.
That was a season opener.
Yeah, it had to have been. 138-134 victory in double overtime.
Fresh out the garden, baby.
Well, because of that, I'd like to go maybe then with Tass, a 3.5.
But that's the Knicks. The Knicks won.
Yeah, but it makes it still more memorable in a weird way.
Yes.
Although I'd forgotten about it. If that even is the case. I think it is. I think that's Bing Bong.
Yeah, I think it is.
Yeah. Okay,
is that why he said Bing Bong? Because of Breen's bang? Because it sounds like bang?
Bing Bong! You should drop that on a Knicks.
That would be hilarious.
Very funny. Okay, you said 3. You said 3.5.
Yeah.
You okay with 3.5?
Sure.
Okay. 3.5. It is a pretty crazy shot, even though they go on to lose. I like that it's the opener. Again, it's in Madison Square Garden. The crowd's electric in the opposition hitting a game-tying 3, which I like. So 3.5 it is for the Marcus Smart double bang there in MSG. Okay, so we're up to our 5th one here, and you're going to notice something. From 2016 to, what did we say, opening night of 2021, we only had 4. Well, our next one here is March 2023.
Whoa.
We're only halfway through the list. Yeah, the double banks pick up here. This is Julius Randle with the wild game winner versus Miami.
Randle on the drive, stripped by Butler. Randle gets it back. Randle puts up a 3. Bang! Bang! Randle knocks down the 3 with 7.
Crazy shot. Crazy play when you actually think about what happened. So, importance. This was a marquee nationally televised game. Friday night, early March. So, regular season, of course. 2 above 500 teams, though, getting ready for the playoff stretch. Julius Randle was an all-star. Eventually an All-NBA third-team selection that year, so he was good. Knicks trailed by 1 with 12 seconds left in regulation before this wild play unfolded, and he hit that thing. Because the improbability, we didn't show the entire clip, but Jimmy Butler hounds Julius Randle at half. He fumbles the ball not only once, he fumbles it again, gets possession, chucks up that thing, that little last-ditch effort there on the wing, and gets it to drop. So pretty improbable for a guy that's also not known as a real, consistent three-point shooter. Is this a thing? I wrote down first Nick to ever get the double bang treatment. Mike Breen obviously calls a lot of Knicks games. And this was the Knicks' 8th straight win in a row at the time, the 122-120 victory. You get us started. How you feel about this one? How many bangs on the scale?
Well, the shot difficulty, like you said, what was going on at mid-court there, that adds to it for sure. This is a 3.5 for me.
Okay. So on the road. So do you think it's on par with the Marcus Smart one there?
Yeah.
To tie it up.
I think so.
This one was a winner, I will say.
It was a winner.
Okay.
That's what point's true.
Where do you go?
I'm on the other side. This one's completely forgettable to me. This is like a 1.5 banger. Tough shot. I think that's the most impressive thing. This is a very crazy shot to actually go in, but no one remembers this game or this play.
I wish I saw the ball being bubbled at midcourt. I think that would have swayed me, but you swayed me with the, hey, they bubbled it at midcourt.
He did. It was pretty crazy. The improbability high on this one. Maybe all the other categories, yeah, quite low. I'm with you, Trey. Is it? So you think it's worse than the Eric Gordon one? Is really what we're getting at? Because you're going. We had that at 2.5. It almost feels on par to me a little bit.
Sure.
So maybe we can just go 2.5. Okay.
Okay.
2.5.
Fine.
Okay, great. 2.5 there for Julius Randle. All right. Next one. January 2024. We are into the calendar year 2024 already. Steph Curry. Yeah, we're back to Curry. He gives the Warriors the lead in double overtime versus the Lakers.
See if you can't get Reeves switched on to Steph.
Curry comes free. Curry, wide open three. Bang! Bang! Curry from downtown. Warriors up one time.
All right, Curry showing up again on the list. This was an afternoon game, matinee game on a Saturday.
Hello.
In late January between the Warriors Lakers on ABC. Curry becomes the first player responsible for a second Mike Breen. Bang, bang. Warriors were down 2 points in double overtime with just under 7 seconds or just around 7 seconds left. Improbability, well, it is the greatest three-point shooter of all time. He's sort of wide open thanks to a Draymond Green screen laying out Jared Vanderbilt there. So, yeah, Curry's wide open. Bang, bang. They take the lead. Now, here is this a thing. Curry's three gave him 46 points. Incredible here in a double overtime game. But, big problem. LeBron was fouled on his way to the basket with 1.2 seconds left. He made both free throws. The Lakers won. 145-144. So this is now our second double bang to result in an actual loss. Smart and Curry here now. It was NBA Rivals Week.
I'll remember that forever.
And I believe this is the first double bang with Doris Burke also on the call.
Wow.
So that's all I got.
Doris.
I think this one almost more than some of those other ones like Randall and Eric Gordon. I had forgotten that Curry had a second double bang because it's just a regular season game here. But you start the scoring here, the bang scale.
It happened this year.
I know.
Literally happened this year.
It's pretty forgettable.
3.
Okay.
Yeah. I do remember this game. I didn't remember there was a double bang, but I remember this being an awesome game between these 9th and 11th seed or whatever it was.
Yeah, there's that too. There's that as well.
Yeah, there's no strain on Steph as he catches it and releases it. It's literally a practice three. There's not much to it.
He looks exhausted too after he hits it.
Yeah.
Like there's no celebration.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, let's just get out of here. This game's too long. But
half on the scale, maybe a 2.5 for me.
Yeah, people are talking it down in the stream.
I think that's right.
Saturday matinee in January and they lost. Sounds bad.
2.5.
Yeah.
I think we're only even giving it that. It's Curry, obviously.
Yeah.
It's a crazy game between two legends. I mean, there is that part. LeBron versus Curry. Okay.
Curry had a tougher one this year where he caught it with the one hand and turned and spun, buried it. No bangs. This wasn't a Breen call, but that's the one I think of. I'm never going to remember that, even though it was a double OT game.
Okay.
Not to me.
Okay.
It does seem like Breen is calling the first bang before the ball even goes in.
Oh, totally.
Yeah. He's like, that's in.
Yeah.
First bang, it's just count it.
Yeah. Oh, so you're almost proposing it's almost an accidental double bang. Like he banged, and
he had to follow through
and now
on it. Yeah, he's
I prematurely banged, and now I gotta say it again.
No one
It's
wants
possible.
to prematurely
No,
bang.
you don't
right?
want to do that.
Not at all.
So 2.5. 2.5.
Yeah.
We'll slide it in there. Okay. Slide it in there while we're banging. Okay. Number 7, April 2024. This happened mere weeks ago. Dante DiVincenzo caps a crazy Knicks run versus the Sixers.
Way out top to DiVincenzo. His shot won't go. Hartenstein the rebound. Hartenstein gets it out to Anunoby. DiVincenzo a three. Bang! Bang! Knicks take.
Okay, crowd goes nuts. This is game 2 of the first round series between the Knicks and 76ers. New York led the series 1-0. They would go up 2-0 and win the series, obviously, overall. DiVincenzo was one of the greatest shooters this season from three-point land. He had 283 made threes, franchise record, third highest total in the league. Knicks were down 2 when Dante got 2 looks there at the 3, as we showed you. He missed the first attempt at a go-ahead 3. Then he relocated to the top of the key. Hartenstein got the offensive rebound. He fell, kicked it to OG, back to Dante, knocks it down, cashes in that second one. Mike Breen's double bang call came with 13 seconds left in regulation, though, because you were talking about that. I'm glad you brought that up early. A lot of these come right at the end. This is early. There's a lot of time. But he was pumped. The improbability, the Knicks were down 5 with 35 seconds left. When Dante got a loose ball, found Jalen Brunson in the corner, he hit a 3 off an insane bounce. Then we had the whole inbounding the ball to Maxey, who got fouled, or did he, and he fell, and he coughs it up, and that led to the Dante couple of attempts. So it was pretty insane, the entire sequence. Is this a thing? The second double bang call ever in Madison Square Garden. Pure pandemonium, as you heard there. I thought a pretty good mean mug celebration from Dante. I like the celebration here. He finished 6 of 12 from deep in this game. And Breen was asked about this. He said, quote, 3 or 4 specific things had to happen, and they did. So when he hit hit that shot and the crowd went crazy, it just came out. The double bang just came out of his mouth. So this is a good one, I think.
I think it's a good one.
I think it's one of the higher ones, but
Yeah.
Is it a 4? Is it a 4.5?
I can see 4.5 of Dante DiVincenzo's faces on that graphic. The mean mug is good enough for me. They win the game, so
yeah.
that's part of it.
Yeah, it's in the
Even
playoffs,
though-
obviously.
Yeah, it's a
It's in
playoff.
Madison Square Garden.
Now, does it take it away that he missed the first time he let it go and then had to get it a second time? It was very Knicks-like, lunch pail-like to get that offensive rebound.
Lunchy.
Give me 4.5. I felt 4.5 to me.
Trey?
This is a MSG call
Well, this is...
as compared to a national TV call, I think, right?
Oh, really?
I'm pretty sure this is on Madison Square Garden Network.
oh.
Rather than, I think so.
Was Reggie on the call for this game?
Things were different in the first round.
This is Philadelphia. This is not Indiana. So Reggie was calling West Coast games.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure this is not a national broadcast.
So why... Mike Breen wouldn't have been...
He calls Knicks games.
Yeah, I know that.
Yeah.
I know that. But he obviously calls games for the broadcast.
Yeah.
For ESPN. And
Maybe not this one. I'm pretty sure this is MSG.
Okay.
Nonetheless, I think this is a 4-bang. Very good. Very good.
Yeah, I think so,
I actually
too.
think it enhances it, the fact that he misses the first one.
Yeah.
And the run up to things like all the turnovers,
Yeah.
and they're basically pulling a Reggie Miller, except for they're the home team, which is awesome for them. So yeah, give me 4.
Yeah, I don't think the double bang happens unless all of the pandemonium before.
Yeah.
The Jalen Brunson lucky bounce, the Maxey falling over, the first miss, the rebound. Like it's obviously a part of the entire sequence. The shot itself, while big, it's pretty routine. It's a kick out off of an offensive rebound, and he's open and knocks it home. So I think 4 bangs is good because it is a playoff game. I mean, that crowd is just bedlam. So I like 4 bangs.
And it's a great voice of the bang bang on this one. He's really straining.
Oh yeah, of course, being a Knicks guy, you can tell he's enjoying those Knicks double bangs more than maybe the other ones.
You're right. It's got more than the Curry call, the second Curry call, which was just, all right, the Warriors are playing the Lakers. Everybody wants this. Bang, bang.
Right.
That felt more like that. This feels more real, more guttural. And you're right. It was the MSG broadcast because that game was on TNT.
Okay.
He wasn't calling that game.
Good clarification. So that I love that even more. I was thinking 4.5, but some people didn't get it.
Some people didn't get it. You had to go find this one on Twitter to hear it, most likely.
Yeah. Thank God for Knicks fans letting us know a double bang even
That's
occurred. All right. Final one here, and it just happened. Earlier this week, May 2024, Jaylen Brown ties the Eastern Conference Finals Game 1 versus the Pacers.
He gets free. Throw it in the corner. Brown fakes, fires up the 3. Bang! Bang! Jaylen Brown knocks down the 3 to tie the game.
Oh, there's a Wahlberg. He's really consistent with how he says the double bang.
Yeah.
It sounds like almost identical every time. So importance, okay. This most recent Breen double bang, Game 1 of the Eastern Conference Finals.
Yes.
This is a big series. Obviously, some of these other playoff ones, first rounders. this one here in the Eastern Conference Finals between the Celtics and Pacers. We got an all-star in Jaylen Brown, an all-NBA snub this season at least. He plays the hero. Game situation. Indiana was up 3 points with 8 seconds on the clock in regulation. Boston needed a three-pointer to send the game to overtime. Everybody was saying, yeah, Pacers, we know they need a three-pointer. Just take away that. They don't. Holiday finds him in the corner. He pump fakes on Siakam before rattling home that shot there. And there was like 6 seconds left, 5.5, 6 seconds left. Siakam didn't want to foul because he didn't want to give up the possibility of a 4-point play, but he's got his hands behind his back. High level of difficulty, I think, considering the way Siakam closed out, how close he was, but he didn't put a hand up. Jaylen Brown was in front of the Pacers bench.
Yes.
So that was a cool spot. Every sports show on the planet, like I said, debated why the Pacers didn't foul. And then is this a thing? Boston went on to win the game in overtime to take game one. And the play did deliver a funny pick of Siakam looking like he was trying to hold in a poopy while he was contesting the shot. Brown's only 3 of the game, too. Finished with 26 points.
That's the first 3 he hit.
So, Eastern Conference Finals, an all-star player at home, tied it up. They win the game. Were you grading
It's a 5. It's a 5 for me.
Oh, whoa,
it's
whoa.
this late in the playoffs. It's a game that the Pacers should have held on and won. They were up 5 late, and they gave it away. Mm-hmm. This could be a part of every single montage if the Boston Celtics go on and win. This could be where the series could have turned for the Pacers, but this guy stepped up, pump fake, and made a really, really, really hard shot. 5 for me.
5, okay. That feels high to me personally. But it is in the Eastern Conference Finals. You made a great point. I think a part of it is almost like it's a little bit TBD for me. Like, if the Pacers come back and, like, I don't know, tie the series up and we go, like, 6 or 7, then this probably does have... It's more meaningful. But if it's a sweep and Halliburton doesn't play, I don't know. There's something about it that makes it, like, it's not as important in a weird way. But he's got 5. Where you go?
I can't put anything on the same tier as Steph Curry, the original double bang. So I'll go 4.5 here because I think the difficulty of the shot is amazing. The improbability of the actual comeback is amazing. Like I think I heard on the Hoop Collective that it was the first time since 1998 that a team in the playoffs was up 3 with the ball, 10 seconds left, and lost. So a lot had to go wrong for the Pacers to lose this one. A lot had to go right for the Celtics. They got the deflection. They got the three-pointer. Incredible stuff. The shot is really tough as well, and it is an Eastern Conference Finals game. So I'll go 4.5.
Okay. I like 4.5. Totally on board with that. So we have now graded all 8. Let's rank them. We will go from worst double bang call to best double bang call. We have a 3-way tie for the worst, so we can figure out how you want to put them in order. We have Eric Gordon tying the game versus the Lakers. We have Julius Randle's wild game winner in Miami, and we have Curry giving the Warriors the lead in double overtime versus the Lakers, which they would lose after LeBron hit free throws. Of those 3, Eric Gordon, Randle, and Curry's second double bang ever, does it matter to you, or do we just want to put them all together there and it doesn't matter what order they're in?
I think that's a good tier.
It's a fine tier.
Yeah.
So let's just...
I would probably put Steph at the top of the tier, personally.
As in sort of...
That's just hater talk, you know.
As in the best of those 3?
The best of those 3.
Okay. And what do you think is the worst of Eric Gordon and Julius Randle, let's say?
Oh.
Probably Eric Gordon because it tied the game and Randle won the game?
Yeah. I would put Steph as a non-hater at the bottom, honestly. That was just a meh shot.
You're right. That's a batting practice 3 for the best shooter of all time.
Okay, well, that's fine then. That's fine.
This guy sucks. Put him at the bottom.
We'll put Curry's, the one against the Lakers there in double overtime. We'll put that as the worst double bang. And then we will put...
Randle is the best.
Okay, so Eric Gordon...
It was a game winner.
Yes, it was a game winner. It was a pretty wild play. Okay, perfect. Okay.
Good tier.
So... Then we have, that's 8-7-6. In the 5th spot, we have now at 3.5 bangs, Marcus Smart tying the game versus the Knicks. We think it's the Bing Bong game.
It is confirmed Bing Bong.
Okay.
Yep.
I think it's a good spot.
Yep.
All right. Then we have a 4-banger, and that would be Dante DiVincenzo, which happened a couple weeks ago, versus the Sixers. These are getting good now.
Okay.
Then we have a tie between Luca in the bubble and Jaylen Brown that we just saw in Game 1 of the Eastern Conference Finals. That's tight. How do you want to rank those? What's number 2 overall and what's number 3 overall?
That Luca one is weird when you think about it being in the bubble.
Being in the bub.
Yeah. Yeah, I would put Jalen above it.
Okay.
Above Luca.
Okay.
I think.
I'm taking Luca because I think it goes down in history, like similar to, like I said, the Michael Jordan shot, LeBron hitting the game winner against the Orlando Magic in 2009 when he comes to the top of the key, hits the three. You got to have a first game winner in the playoffs if you're going to be one of the greatest of all time.
Okay, that's nice. Yeah, that's good. I'll let you both made the case. Let's put Jaylen Brown third and then Luca second. Okay. So I'm agreeing with Trey, I guess, overall.
Yeah.
But
I didn't argue for it, really.
No, that's fine. And then number 1, Steph Curry, our only 5-banger. The first one ever, the greatest shooter ever. Sort of perfect. So in order, here we go. From worst to best, double bangs from Mike Breen. It's Curry's second double bang ever in double overtime versus the Lakers. It's Eric Gordon tying the game versus the Lakers. It's Julius Randle's wild game winner versus the Heat. It's Marcus Smart tying the game versus the Knicks in Madison Square Garden. Bing bong. Dante DiVincenzo comes in next, capping that crazy Knicks run in the first round versus the Sixers. Then we had Jaylen Brown, game 1 of the Eastern Conference Finals, getting us to overtime. Luca in the bubble, game winner, no time left on the clock. They would lose the series, but a hell of a shot. And number 1, the greatest Mike Breen double bang call of all time. Steph Curry from the logo in OKC. They have a timeout. They're not going to use it. Curry way downtown. Bang! Bang! I like that list.
That's great.
We got there.
Steph at the top, Steph at the bottom.
Ooh, bookmarks.
Yep.
All right. Agree, disagree. Bookmarks. Hold on, I'm putting my bookmark between Marcus Smart and Dante DiVincenzo.
And bookmark this and come back to it later because you know Breen's going to come up with another one.
Well,
3 in a season?
I was gonna
2 in a playoffs?
I was gonna say
after we went 3 years after Steph
do we
Curry's
have
original double.
Are there too many double bangs? Double bang inflation, people are saying. Yeah, we'll see. But now we have it. We have the list. We have the scale, the bang scale, and so we can sort of move things around, or at least when we get another one, we can slot it into its correct position. But you agree or disagree? Let us know in the comments.